Hi, everyone, and welcome to another episode of My Community. I'm here with my fantastic and hilarious guest, Shawn Keating. Shawn, how we doing today, big guy?
Beautiful.
Fantastic. Beautiful is always a great adjective to how we feel on our innermost feelings and also on our outer, obviously. Shawn, before we get into it, why don't you tell the audience a little bit about yourself, bud?
Sure. Welcome, world, wherever you're listening to this. I hope you're having a wonderful time with this experience because I know I am. Never done a podcast before. Super excited to be here. So, born and raised in New Jersey. I'm 33 years old, 6'5", 225. Just kidding, but you don't know. This is audio. I could be telling the truth.
It's so true.
It's all audio. There's no visual component. We could both be naked. You have no idea. We're sitting at a lovely dining room table. But I work actually as a medical doctor, but I love comedy. I think it's great. I think having humor in your life is helpful. Laughter is not the best medicine. There's a lot of good prescriptions out there, and you should definitely seek medical help if necessary. But it's great, and that's where I'm hopefully going to make some people laugh today, or be at least they'll be entertained because it's so bad it's good.
Dude, that's all we can do. I'll try to make people laugh because, dude, they say that line I feel like is so true where it's dying is easy, but comedy is hard. Comedy is friggin' hard, man.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
No,
But let's get into it, big guy. Make the people laugh, Shawn.
Oh yeah. So I guess I'll start with something more recent that I noticed. So this past weekend, I was actually in the Hamptons. For people who don't know, it's rich elitist people. They seem terrible. They don't seem great at all. The Jersey Shore is so much better because at least those rich elitist people seem nice. But besides the fact that everything is just incredibly overpriced, and you're like, well, I've had the same drink at other places and it was like $18, and you're like, $18 is kind of pricey, but now it's like $27, and you're like, it's not worth it. But overall, it was a good time because the people were great. The people that I went with, not the people around me. They kind of sucked. But on the way back, where this time there wasn't 8 hours of traffic, it was like 2 hours, 30 minutes. It was great. You notice like the signs for highways, how they're in memorial of things, and you're like, I don't know how I feel about it because it was like we were on the Pearl Harbor Memorial Expressway, and I'm like, okay. Like a statue, yeah, honor those guys. That was a tough day for a lot of people. A lot of people sadly died. But a highway, and then you're driving along the highway, and you notice they have the signs where it's adopt a highway, and it's like Citgo or name a company has adopted this stretch of highway. And clearly it's a way to pay to clean the highway up, to keep it neat and orderly. That's why you're like, adopt a highway. So it's like, so we named it after World War II veterans or people who lost their lives. And we can't even bother to pay to keep it clean. We got that's a third party endeavor. It's like, so I don't know if it's the best thing to name after like people in general. Like, I don't think I'd feel great. It's like the Shawn Keating Expressway, where it's like, well, there's dead squirrels, dead deer, a lot of McDonald's cups, Pepsi cans. And it's like, no one seems to respect it. But you put my name on it. So, and then right after that was the Korean War vets, was also like a turnpike. I'm like, so I guess this is just a stretch of Long Island where they're like, hey man, World War II, Korea, Vietnam, we'll give them all a stretch. And it's just, I don't get it. Didn't get it.
Oh man, no, yeah, dude, that's an interesting scene where it's like they have these setups where they try to honor people and they just really don't honor them. They kind of just don't give a fuck, really, is like the moral of the story. Like it's a bit of a facade where it's like, yeah, let's slap a name on it. Let's brand it as honoring people, but in reality, we're not going to take any care of this whatsoever.
Oh yeah. And that's the same thing. I mean, I assume you've seen it too. You're just like walking around the shore anywhere and there's like a bench and it's like in memorial of like Gladys. And it's like, so her family paid for this. This isn't just some act of kindness. They donated funds to have this bench named after Gladys. And it's like, well, homeless people like sleep on this. And like, people do horrible things to like I don't think I'd want my name on a bench. I even at work there's a floor in the hospital where it's the outpatient dental clinic, and sometimes the elevator stops where people get off, and I look, and it's like the registration is named after someone. Just the little booth, you go up and you're like, John, 5 o'clock appointment. It's like the Mary Stevens registration. It's like, so they paid like a lot, and that's not $2. That's probably thousands of dollars to be like, Mary would have liked this. She would have been happy that her name is on the dental registration booth. And it's like, I don't know, Mary, but probably not. I don't think I would have been. That would have been my thing at all.
When it comes to like, so obviously you've been an MD for how many years now?
Officially since August of 2023.
Okay. What kind of like idiosyncrasies and like, I guess, Shawnisms do you find in the medical hospital?
Oh yeah, sure, man. Well, just medicine in general.
Yeah.
I think pharmaceutical companies, besides being just kind of terrible and charging way too much money and all that jazz, they just like messing with us with the names of medications. Because so for the people at home, every medication you ever take, there are definitely two names. There's the brand name
And the generic,
and the
right?
generic. Yeah. And no matter what, one of them is going to be, nope, you can't say it. And now I believe you should make both, or at least one guaranteed, because sometimes even both are a little nuts. They're hard.
Right.
Perfect example, I get tons of people who they're like, I'm on a heart medication. It's metoprolol. And I'm like, you mean metoprolol? They're like, yeah. I'm like, yeah, that's got a lot of L's and a lot of O's in it. It's not natural. And there's even ones I've been saying for now years of doing this, even through training, like it's a thyroid medication. It's Levoxy thyroid. No, that's not even right. I say Synthroid. Synthroid's a brand. Way easier to say. And it's like, why? These are smart people, clearly, who make these products. They develop them. They work really hard. They spend billions of dollars. But they like, you know what? Name? Let's add a lot of L's, a couple X's. Let's have it end in an A, B, U. And you're like, but why? Why did you do that? Why didn't you just make it? I don't know what the easier name would have been, but there's definitely something easier.
Yeah. Yeah, no, dude, I don't get it. Like, and as far as the hospital like setup, what are some like notable like patient interactions that are just like absolutely obscene, that have like it's like, is this like a real life moment?
Oh yeah, I have ones. I have so many, because so for the folks at home, before I became a medical doctor, in high school through college during the summers, I was an EMT, so I'm the guy in the ambulance who basically is a glorified taxi driver, because paramedics can do medications, EMTs can give you oxygen, like bandage your wounds. I can pick you up and put you down.
CPR and
yeah,
stuff
CPR.
like that.
Yeah. Very basic stuff. You're a glorified oxygen taxi driver, which is fine, but it's good if you're someone who's like, I don't know, I'm interested in medicine, but I've never done anything medical. It's a good volunteer way to help your local community, and it's a easy introduction to see, hey, can you interact with people? Can you tolerate seeing someone bleeding? It's good that way.
Sure.
But even back then, it's like, oh my God, because some favorites that I always like telling people, even just as an EMT, I remember one time we went to a woman's home. It was for abdominal pain. So I was there. It's me and one other person. We go into this person's home. She is just a complete Spanish speaking person. Me and my partner do not speak any Spanish, which is okay. We'll figure it out. Her husband is there. He does speak English, which we're like, oh, you're very helpful. Oh, it's like, what's going on? It's like, oh, I don't think we're actually going to need you. Like, actually, we called, we were a little nervous. It's like, that happens all the time. She looks like she's being stabbed. That's how much pain she's in. She's like writhing in pain. And you're like, are you sure? Because that looks bad. It's like, no, every time she eats eggs, she gets like this. And it's like, right. Okay.
The eggs, obviously.
It's the egg. Sure. So they were like, you're 100% sure you don't want to go to the hospital. Correct. Have a nice day. It's like, cool. It's like, if you do want to change your mind, you can always call back. We will happily return, which is the policy no matter who calls.
Right.
So I get back in the ambulance with the guy I worked with, and I'm like, let me ask you something. if every time you ate anything, let alone eggs, and you look like that, would you eat it a second time? He's like, hell no. And I'm like, okay, good. I just want to make sure I'm working with someone who's like using some logic in their life, because it's going to be a dangerous scene. I need to know you're going to think logically. Right. So that was a fun one. I had this one lady, because I'll just start the EMT stuff and then we can work our way.
Yeah, absolutely.
I had this one lady, I picked her up 3 different times for 3 different medical problems. So at the time when I'm doing this, I am like, I think like 22, 23 years old. She's probably like 25. So she's also a young person. The first time, totally reasonable request that she had a seizure, had a known seizure disorder. Sometimes people will get what's called a breakthrough seizure. They need their medications adjusted. It is an advisable thing either to go see your doctor, go to the hospital. Perfectly reasonable request to call an ambulance. The 2 times after that, we did not have the same luck of our interactions. The next time, because I don't know it's going to be her. I recognize her because I just recognize faces. It came over as a chemical burn. And you're like, oh my God, could be horrible. Like, what happened? We get there. She had a pimple on her cheek, on her face, to clarify what cheek, because again, it could be any cheek. There's 2 sets of cheeks, people. And she was putting Clorox on the pimple because a friend had told her that's how you could get rid of it faster.
My big fat Greek wedding.
Yeah, kind of. But they use Windex.
Oh, they use Windex.
Yeah, Windex.
That's right.
But close, like clinics.
Yeah, same concept.
They can get buff out elbow grease. Like, why not? This grease on my face. Same concept. The difference is putting bleach on your face is very rough on the skin. So obviously it left like a nice red mark and it hurt.
Of course.
She wanted an ambulance to take her to a medical facility for that. Not walk, take a bus, ask a friend, take her own vehicle. We're like, you want an ambulance to come take you because you got a little ouchie ouch on your cheek. And she's like, correct. And we're like, I gotta get in the ambulance. Can't refuse service. That's not how that works. She called, we hook 'em and book 'em kind of thing.
Yeah.
So I always would be the person in the back of the ambulance because I wanted the patient interaction to familiarize myself dealing with people of all walks of life.
Sure.
Because I knew what I want to do with my career.
Absolutely.
So when I'm in the back with her and she's like, yeah, this really hurts. I'm like, yeah, maybe in the future, don't put bleach on your face. I thought reasonable, helpful advice. I don't think I was very pleasant with it. I wasn't being mean about it. It was just to be bleach, clothes, whites, doing your socks, bleach.
Yeah, no.
Face, no. Yeah, right. And her verbatim response is like, no, it's not bleach, it's Clorox. And at that point, I'm like, oh, we're not speaking the same, like, this isn't going to work. If this was the first date, I would have said, you stay, I'll pay, I'm going to leave, because I can't. I think we're at different wavelengths of what's going on here, because, again, as we said earlier, there's generic names for things and brands. Clorox is a brand, generic is bleach. And at that point, I'm like, we can't talk. I didn't talk to her the rest of like the 10-minute drive because I'm like, I don't think we have anything in common to talk about. The third and final time I met this woman, and again, it's then got to the point where I'm like, how are you putting on pants? Like, how are we managing? Like, you have an apartment, so that means you pay bills. Is someone really helping you? Like an organization? Because so this time, this lovely, nice woman was cooking potatoes in her oven in like a glass like Pyrex kind of container.
Sure.
Apparently took a nap, kind of forgot about it. Potatoes got burnt. Makes sense. Ovens get hot and you need to take the food out. So her brain said the best idea to go for would be take it out. Potatoes hot, must now make potatoes cold. So she took it and put it under cold water.
Okay.
And for those physics 101, hot glass and cold water do not mix. Glass will shatter because it's too rapid of cooling. So the glass shattered and you're like, oh my God, did she get blinded? It's like, no, she did not, luckily. It went all over the floor. And then this lovely woman decided to walk around barefoot. And of course she cut her foot. So then when we got there, for for most scenes, again, a cop would show up just as a precaution. So it's me, the guy I'm working with, a police officer, and she has white tile floors. It looks like the Manson murder happened because she not only cut her foot, she then proceeds to walk around because she can't find her keys because she called 911, knew, hey, I'm going to go to the hospital, get this stitched up.
Oh, man.
But I need to find my keys to lock my apartment. So when we get there, that's what she alerts us. She's like, here's what happened. Cut my foot. I can't find my keys to lock up the place. And it's like, tragic. I stayed on the welcome mat, not of fear of getting my boots bloody, but because I just refused. I refused to help someone find their keys where I'm like, I feel like I should call a service to take you away and help you. Like, you need re-education of how to be a human being, like an adult, because you're clearly living alone. No one else is here, and you don't feel safe to me. So then my partner and the cops are like walking around this apartment. They give us like a tough book. So where you do the notes. So I'm like, sort of already typed. It's like
right.
cut foot. And
like your case or
yeah. Because you have to document everything.
Yeah, of course.
And eventually found the keys and we took her. Now, again, I don't mean to sound so demeaning to someone's intelligence, but clearly, an apple's an apple. I just don't understand why if you cut your foot and you have white tile floors, you want to at least grab a piece of paper towel, at least try to dampen the bleeding a little bit. Something, but just to walk around and make it look like red rum damn murder scene. No sense.
Oh, man.
So that lady was really fun. I do miss her. I hope she's doing well. If she hears this, she probably won't even remember these things happened to her, so it's fine. She'll be like, wow, that lady sounds like a train wreck. It's like, that's you. It's like, Brittany, that was you. I don't know what her even name was. It's just fun.
Brittany it is.
Yeah,
Brittany
we'll just say Brittany.
Oh, my God.
Those were some classics.
What about as a MD?
As an MD. So medical student. We'll even get to I'll skip ahead a little bit.
Yes. We'll do medical student, then we'll do MD.
For those who, again, unaware, we'll educate how it works. So you go to medical, when you go, you're like, I want to be a doctor. And you're like, no one convinced you that's a terrible idea. So you go. You do 2 years of just all like classroom learning and like fake patients and stuff like that. You take a bunch of tests. You do well enough for like, hey, you can keep going. So then years 3 and 4 are pretty much just in a hospital setting or some kind of medical clinic where you're, again, a student doctor. So you do everything a normal doctor would do, except you can't order anything. You have to get advice from your higher up actual doctor. So that way you don't accidentally kill someone while you're learning, which is fair. So at one point I was doing a gastroenterology rotation or a GI rotation. So stomach doctor. I'm pretending to be a stomach doctor. I go in to see a woman who had black stools, which usually means you're bleeding, and her blood count was low. So she definitely was bleeding somewhere in her GI tract. And when it happens a lot to people, it's very usually easy to fix. You get a colonoscopy, they figure out where it's bleeding, they zap the little blood, and they're like, hey, you're good. This woman, you ask again all the history, what happened, when did this start, and she's like, oh, it's very pleasant, like older lady, kind of big, kind of a little obese. We need to fix that. Obesity is a problem in this country. People stop eating so much. You got to eat, but not so much. Just like calm it down a little bit. She was like, oh yeah, it's been going on a couple days, and I didn't come right away to the hospital. Now, don't laugh. She specifically told me, do not laugh of the reason why she specifically did not come right away. And I'm like, ma'am, I'm a professional. I will not laugh at you. Fire away. She's like, I thought it was because I was eating too many Oreos. Now, I did not laugh to finish the story. I waited until I left the room, and then I told everyone I knew that story for the last 8 years, whatever it's been. And I'm like, because I have a question for you, John. How many Oreos would you be eating that you're like, you know what? My poop is usually brown. It has been black for days.
Dude, I can't even fathom. It's beyond like the package, right?
Yeah.
Like you're eating packages, plural.
Yes.
Yeah. You're doing rows on rows for days.
Yes. You're not eating the 4-pack.
No.
Like you're taking the whole Costco style, BJ's Wholesale Club, Sam's Club, for anyone, whichever preferred one you go to. version of Oreos and just stuffing your face
with an abundance of Oreos.
Yes.
Oh
Where
man.
you might even, I guess, special order just the cookie part and say, screw that cream. I just like the dark cookie.
Yeah, because if it's tainted black,
Yeah.
that could be why it's tainted black,
Yeah,
right?
I'm just like perennially eating cookies. And that one, I was like, what? That is insane to think that.
Oh man, dude.
And I'm like, we have so many more problems if we think we're eating that level of Oreo. But I'm pretty sure she ended up being fine.
Okay, good.
Yeah, you know, it's
silver lining to the story.
She made it out okay.
To live to fight another day and eat another Oreo.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Then let's see, going forward to actually, I'm trying to think were there any really good ones from residency. So residency for me was 3 years. So that's where you're technically a doctor in training, not a student doctor, because you do get a salary, but you were grossly underpaid. They should really fix that too. That's a story for another day. You work usually like 6 days a week, and by the hourly rate, you make like probably what anyone in a fast food place works. It's not to denigrate them, but hey man, my days are long and I have to deal with people who can't say metoprolol. Like it's hard. I gotta decipher what they're saying.
That ain't easy, bud. That ain't easy.
I'm trying to think what was a good. I feel like I didn't really get as many good ones from Reddit. It's not just jumping out. But so as a full working medical doctor, it's more. I guess it's sad, but it's crazy. So I work again as an internal medicine doctor, where I do either if you go to the emergency department and you say, hey, I don't feel well. The emergency department doctors will evaluate you. They'll be like, I agree. You don't look good. You definitely shouldn't feel good. You should stay in the hospital. And then you say, okay, that's great. I'll stay in the hospital. So then I become the guy who comes and sees you right after and say, if I agree with the emergency department that like, yes, this does meet the necessary information that you need to stay a couple of days.
Sure.
So I'll do that. Or I'm also the guy who, after you stay a couple of days, I see you every day. And then once you're better, I say good luck, and I don't have an office. I don't do office stuff, which is fine. But I've had it. Another part of my job is I do what's called a rapid response when I do the admission part of things, which is any patient in the whole hospital I work at, if they're having a very emergency problem, it's quicker to have me come see them than sometimes their own doctor, because their own doctor could be busy with other patients. Could be
right. You're like on the call, on the case.
Yeah, because I'm in the hospital the whole day. Whereas other doctors sometimes come and go and come back, so they can't respond emergently.
Right.
So again, I can get anything from like the two cases that it's just crazy that it happens and it's a sad thing. I've had 2 instances now of in the labor and delivery floor of the hospital, they call it rapid response, which of course is scary. You're like, oh my God, a woman with a child is having an emergency.
Right.
Both times it was because their loved ones gave them a push present of heroin. And they snorted heroin and were overdosing. So then they have to get a medication called Narcan to abort that overdose.
Holy shit.
Yeah. And you're like, one was in active labor. And you're like, wow, this is a wild time to be dealing with heroin. Especially it's a hospital, like, you know, you could get the epidural. God. Like there's some options pain wise. You can't really get a lot of opiate medication, which is what heroin is, or like morphine, because it's bad for the baby. But the great thing about Narcan, it does work pretty instantaneously. Like you give it, you count to like 10 and the person wakes right back up, and they're usually kind of upset because clearly people take heroin because they have a lot of probably underlying problems and they want the euphoria of being high. And when you give them Narcan, you shut that high off as quickly as it works. The second they're awake, they feel all the discomfort and whatever is going on in their life. So they're usually pretty upset, which is usually why after I give that, even to non-pregnant people, you usually leave the room pretty quickly because they start screaming at you.
Jesus
Christ. They're like, what the hell? And you're like, good morning.
You're having a baby.
Yeah, you're having a baby. It's like, well, Shawn is a unisexual name, just saying. You could use it for either a boy or a girl. I like telling most people I meet that one.
Oh, man.
So that's a crazy one. I feel like the EMT stories were definitely weirder, but I think really the reason my EMT stories are weirder is because, again, that's the first instance when you have a medical problem. So it could be something that you're overreacting to.
Right.
Whereas,
it's that introduction to whatever insanity is going on in someone's life.
Yeah. Whereas by the time I see them, it's like, okay, so they met either the EMTs or paramedics, they met the ED doctors, and then all those people agreed, oh yeah, you are in the right place now. So by the time I come see you, it's like, oh yeah, you're gonna be here a little bit.
Yeah.
It's like, we're gonna fix you, we're gonna do our best, but you're gonna be here a little bit, which is okay. There's nothing wrong with it. I'm trying. So wait, there's a crazy one when I was in EMT to go back in time for everyone who was so eager for me to become a doctor, and now we're going backwards when I wasn't. So it was a woman who sadly again was going through a lot, and she said she wanted to kill herself, and then she took some pills and drank with it in an effort to kill herself. Of course, called 911 right away to get to the end. She definitely did fine, and it's clear like she needs mental health, but physically she did not pass. She was also a young woman as well, like only probably 22, 23 years old, which is always sad. I know this is a comedy show, and I'm now making it.
No, dude. It's storytelling, man.
Yeah.
Do what you do, man.
So for this woman, of course, in how upset she was, she didn't really want to go to the hospital. But in at least the state of New Jersey, if you threaten or say the magic words of like, I want to die, I'm going to kill myself, and especially if you take action and take pills and drink,
right,
you have to go. This is just how it works.
Right.
So I'm there with the guy I'm working with. We were both very young. He's calling poison control at the moment to talk to them about, hey, how is this going to affect her? Like, what should we be on the lookout for as we're even just transporting to the hospital, to be very thorough. In the hallway is about 6 police officers, because they all knew, again, suicide thing, and that she was being resistant to leaving. So I'm trying to talk to her and explain, listen, you got to come to the hospital. This is just how it works. I'm sorry, you're having a horrible day or horrible life, whatever is going on. And she's saying I don't want to go. I don't want to go. I don't want to go. And then she even said, how about I'll go, but I need to smoke a cigarette before I go. I'm like, man, we have oxygen. You can't smoke near the ambulance. We can't risk that blowing up the neighborhood. They'll get real mad at us. It happens once. It's fine. The second time is bad. Which would make you think, wait, it happened already? It's like, don't worry about it. It didn't. So I'm like, no, you can't smoke. This isn't what do you want next? Like a Peking duck? It's like, no. It's time to go to the hospital so we can on the path to wellness. So she's like, I am not agreeing to go then. And I'm like, okay. Then I'm going to say it once to you. We can do it the easy way, where you walk down with me and my partner and we get in that lovely ambulance outside. Or we can do it the hard way, where I ask these nice officers in the hallway to assist you down the flight of stairs into the ambulance. And she said, again, I am not going. So then I said, all right, we're going the hard way. So the officers grab her by each limb and just pick her up, because she probably weighs 110 pounds, small girl.
Right.
And just pick her up and not injuring her in any way, just bring her down the stairs. Obviously she's upset about it. They put her on the stretcher, and then we have to use what's called cravats, which is this, it's like a piece of fabric that you would use to make a sling, to just manually tie her on the stretcher so she doesn't hurt herself trying to run away. In that moment, she kind of took a swing at one of the cops. That didn't go over great.
I wouldn't think it would.
Not a preferred move. So then it got the cops are the ones tying her down. I get in the back with her. And then once we start driving, she starts really crying and really upset. I'm like, what? What's going on? And she's like, my arm really hurts. And then I look, because I think she tried to hit the one cop, they kind of tied the one arm a little tighter than they should have. So her arm is kind of turning a little pink purple. I'm like, listen, that is definitely too tight. I'm going to have to take this off. Please be cool. We don't need, we're already in the ambulance. We're here. Are you going to be cool? She's like, of course. So I cut it off. She was the rest of the drive. And then as I'm trying to talk to her and be like, what's going on? She was still apparently very upset. Her parents had recently, I think, died in the last couple of years, and clearly was not dealing with it well. And I, did my best to be as motivational as I could and be like, hey, you're, just as young as basically I was then. It's like, you have your whole life ahead of you. This doesn't have to be the end. This could be the beginning of a beautiful future of, what do you want to do in life? I don't think your parents would want you to be, upset and trying to hurt yourself because they're gone. They want you to of course, do well. And then she kind of got sleepy, but I feel like she did hear most of it.
No,
Yeah.
dude, that's really beautiful, Shawn. And
Yeah.
I'm sure like those moments and those are key when you're in the medical field, right?
Oh, yeah.
You live for those kind of
Oh yeah, if you can feel, because actually, it was a pleasant moment. It wasn't that super fun, but I had a woman the other day at work who came in like shortness of breath, kind of like asthma exacerbation. She likes to do cocaine. That doesn't help. Cocaine.
I would feel it would exacerbate it just a smidgen.
Yeah, just a smidge. And, very sweet lady, but clearly, needs to work on that part of things. And the first time I'm meeting her, she's like, hey, because she got admitted probably like 8 o'clock the night before. And now I'm seeing her like 8 in the morning.
Right.
And she's like, hey, do you think I could go home today? I'm like, well, let's start off, like, how you feeling first? Like, let's talk.
Right.
And she's like, oh, I feel so much better. I can breathe. I don't need any oxygen. I'm like, okay. I'm like, let me listen to how your lungs sound. And sounds beautiful. Like, air's moving in, air's moving out.
Okay.
I'm like, so you feel ready to go? She's like, yeah. I'm like, okay, we're going to talk about the cocaine a little bit. Can we talk about the cocaine a little bit? And she's like, yeah, I know. I really shouldn't do that. I'm like, and you have the information because we offer people, services.
Rehabilitation.
Like peer recovery so they can reach out and set up. Because you can try to force someone, like, you have to go to rehab. It's like, if they're not willing at the moment, it's not going to work. You have to want to go. You have to have help. So she's like, yeah, no, I have the number. I'm definitely going to call. I'm like, okay. Then I'm like, yeah, you know what? I think you are ready to go home today. And she got up and hugged me. She was so happy that she's like, I don't want to be in the hospital. And she was like, oh, thank you so much. I'm like, really didn't do too much. Like, it feels nice to be appreciated. Not that, again, I don't need a hug every time for anyone listening to this. If they see me at my job and like, I have to hug that man now. He's not going to give me the proper care without a bodily embrace. Not true at all. I honestly probably prefer you don't hug me. I'd be fine if you said, I wish I could hug you right now, and be like, that's something. I think I'd rather that. Because
The verbal embrace versus
verbal.
the actual physical embrace.
Yeah, just say, I would give you a hug right now. It's like, I know you would. It's like, I have a wife, and I don't know how she'd feel about an 87-year-old demented woman hugging me. It might cause some problems at home.
Shawn, that was a fantastic comedy piece, my friend. And a little thing you need to know about Shawn, guys, is besides being a terrific MD, my boy actually does have the comedic chops to go up on stage and present a comedic routine, which, in my opinion, is one of the hardest things a person could do from a public speaking standpoint. So I give you a clap for that, my friend, because I saw his routine and it made me laugh out loud a few times, I gotta say. And I just wanted to give you the recognition where it was due. Before we wrap up, Shawn, is there anything else you want to say to the audience, whether it be comedic motivation or motivation in general, and anything, bud?
I could do a little to go back from not being focused so much on what I do for work. Another thing I've noticed, because again, going back to in my 5 minutes of comedy, my career so far of comedy that is on YouTube. If you want to be one of the 112 people who've watched it,
Check it out, guys.
Number 113.
Well, what's the video? Let's tell them.
If you just YouTube Shawn Keating, it comes up.
There you go.
There you go. Now, one of the things I did mention is near where I live, there is a deaf child area sign. And as I pointed out, I get it, but I don't, because I don't know what kind of animal sees a small child in the street and goes, let me keep speeding up. He's going to get out of the way. Like, whether hearing impaired or not, you really can't do that. And so as I drive around, again, I like to pay attention, as you heard at the top of it, when I pointed out the whole highways named after World War II veterans, and you adopt it to keep it clean. I think the people who make street signs really have a low opinion of us as a society. Two of my other favorites I've seen, good, near where I live, it's not like this is like, oh my God, these people are idiots. It's like, no, this is just regular people. It's like, be prepared to stop is a sign around a bend. And it's like, but when are you not supposed to be prepared? Like, At any moment, traffic can happen. At any moment, again, there could be apparently a deaf kid in the street, which is why that kid's house has a sign.
Yeah, of course.
So you should always be prepared, but I don't, is it like, let's really gear up, folks. Like, hey, we see some of you not prepared and like, come on now, this is the time. And then my other one, dangerous intersection ahead. That's a real sign. I saw that one. That's around here.
Around our neck of the woods?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Literally, it's where there is like trees. So I don't, but again, so you just gave up. You're not even trying to make it safe. You're like, hey man, Thunderdome's coming and you better be prepared. And what level of danger? Because they put signs for damn frogs crossing the street. So it can't be an animal because there'd just be an animal on a sign. You're like, deer, got it. They can be dangerous. Dangerous intersection ahead. I guess no, like, do people know stop sign? We didn't think a stop, a yield even. Can we yield? But no, we did dangerous intersection ahead. So yeah, I don't, nope. They're just giving up. They're giving up on us. I just want to let you know, people, whoever makes signs out there, they have a low opinion of you. And me, because I'm out there too driving. So that's the update of why I love traffic signs so much. Pay attention, people. I know everyone's ignoring them clearly. That's why they have to say it's dangerous. Or, I mean, apparently, I saw this video the other day. Apparently, people can't read anymore. Like,
Oh, that's a thing?
yeah, it's like a growing thing that apparently, like, every level of school, teachers are making TikToks being like, my kids can't read. Like, literally just can't. I'm like, oh, so we just have failed epically as a society. So it's like, dangerous is a big word. That's a lot of letters. Yeah. So I guess now it's going to be a supremely dangerous intersection if people are getting their licenses and they can't even read.
Oh, man.
So that's a crazy one. And let's see, I could do something motivational. Let's see, what do I got?
Yeah, absolutely. Give it to the people, Shawn.
Yeah. Actually, little pet peeves. Say please and thank you more, everyone.
Oh,
it's
yeah.
not that hard.
Absolutely.
Also, if you're going into a public building that's clearly popular and you're opening the door, do a little look back to see if anyone's right behind you. You can hold the door for them. You're going to make their day. They're going to be happy. But then figure out that you got to have the internal clock of like, okay, they're not even on the curb yet. You can let the door go. You're not a dick. Because you are definitely one. If you hold it, now I have to do the half jog thing. Like, okay, or we have to do no, you go. It's like, no, I'm right here. It's like, oh my God. So people work on that. Just work on please and thank you. You could even try learning someone's name and saying it when you like order food. I don't really do that one because I zone out hard, and that's my thing.
You know what they say is a huge test of character? And I hope you do this, Shawn, because then I hope I could be slamming your character.
They're on a high note.
Yeah. They say that after you're done grocery shopping, putting away your cart is a huge test of character. So like the people that don't do it, it's like, oh man, you're failing, bro.
Oh yeah, that's see, there you go. There's another good pet peeve of mine. Can't stand when people don't put them back. Unless you have some, again, emergency, and like, oh my God, my wife's in labor, and you're like, I was at the grocery store getting a loaf of bread in some kind of greenery, like every movie you showed us. That's what everyone buys in a brown paper bag.
Exactly.
You must get those every time you shop. Unless you're doing that, then like, yeah, the extra 5 seconds is not going to kill you.
No, dude, it never does.
Yeah, and I park usually far away because I just like the easiness of parking and not having to worry about.
Same with me, bro.
Yeah. And it's like, yeah, I'll walk even again, you got Costco, those carts are humongous.
Yeah.
And I can go and walk those ones back. That's half a workout right there.
It is.
But yeah, so no, definitely high character people out there saying please, thank you, putting your carts away, making an effort to open a door for a human or hold one.
What about the awkward transaction?
Yeah. And just, people can work on that. At least they're trying. If you're at least having the awkward transaction of, hey, is that too far? You're thinking about it, which is the effort. That's the effort I want to see. I want to see effort. Make an effort to make everyone a little bit happier and feel seen. And I think that would be the motivation. It's like, if you're having a bad day out there, try to be nice to someone else. You'll hopefully get it right back, and then it won't feel as bad. There's a social interaction that just happened. Yeah. People, be kind to yourself because you're the first one who can be kind to you. And then try to find, again, the right group, circle, tribe, whatever you want to call your friends, who are going to be kind back to you and want to be around you. And find people who actually want to be around you for you, and not, because you have money or you're good looking or, you're 6'5", 225, drive a Ferrari, whatever.
Naked on a
Yeah,
podcast.
we're sitting here naked. There's a small dwarf in the corner drawing us both as we're doing it. His name is Pedro. Pedro, you almost done? Yep. It's looking great.
Oh man. But that's about all the time we have for today for My Community. Thanks again, Shawn, for being here.
It's a pleasure.
Next week we'll be having surgery with a platypus.